It's good to see you. My diplomatic delegation should be arriving soon with some fish-baked apple pies. I'm sure you'll give them a warm welcome. Oh, he sent me some apple pies. Thank you.
That's all that America has to offer. Apple frickin' pies.
And that's so nice. This is my beastie boo. You're my beastie boo now. A clear friendship? I can't say no to that. I'm friends with Teddy Roosevelt, bitch. This is Teddy Roosevelt, bitch. Don't fuck with me, bitch. I think anyone would want to fuck with me anyway. Just
you guys need to have a. You guys need to have a bathtub party.
A what?
Bathtub party.
Yes.
Like a naked maple syrup bathtub party.
Yes.
Like hairy, very hairy men.
Bravery.
Okay, I get it, Jayzon.
In a maple syrup bath, and the bathtub is made of apple pie.
We get it.
And like the apple pie is like, it's not bad apple pie. It's really good apple pie. But if you eat a single bit of the apple pie bathtub, you'll get executed by Curious George. And and then Curious George will take your spot in the bathtub party. And then you'll never be allowed into the bathtub party. The bathtub, hairy, naked,
mercenaries.
Maple syrup, apple pie bathtub party with Teddy Roosevelt ever again.
Mercenaries? What mercenaries?
Like the vice president's like Mickey Mouse. It's just Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is the vice president. And your closest ally is the country of Bikini Bottom. And so you have to invite Mr. Krabs to eat some of the apple pie, because after somebody eats some of the apple pie, then everyone else gets some of the apple pie, because the bathtub's already ruined. The bathtub's already ruined because you ate part of it. You ate part of the apple pie bathtub. So like, what's the point of having a bathtub? So like, the maple syrup bathtub is like all yours. Like, if you wanted, you can just gobble that entire thing up with like one chomp. So like, you invite Mr. Krabs over to eat some of it, but he doesn't know that he'll get executed if he eats even the slightest drop of it. So he does it. Curious George kills him. Curious George kills him, and everyone's fine to eat the frickin' apple pie, maple syrup, hairy man, political apple pie bathtub. Everyone's alright to eat it now, and you can have it all to yourself. But anyway, after you all eat the apple pie bathtub, it's time for the cake. What celebration is it, you might ask? Well, it's a celebration of the United States' 5th birthday in 2016. And it's celebrated at Disneyland. And people like John Cena and Yang China, which is John Cena's Chinese counterpart, they don't like each other that much, but, you know, they have to for this situation. Because it's Teddy Roosevelt's birthday, and the United States' 6th birthday. Teddy Roosevelt has been the president of the United States for 18 years. So, like, you know, it's a big deal. Young China and John Cena decide that they want to talk to each other. They're friends now. They're friends. Okay? They're friends. And they build up their own civilization. And they wage war on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And because of that, Teddy Roosevelt gets mad, and then he throws. He makes everyone regurgitate the apple pie maple syrup hairy man political bathtub. And he throws the bathtub at Young China, and then boom, it's a war. It's a full-on war between Young China, John Cena, and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And then, you know, weeks go by of war, and Young China. So after Young China and John Cena decide that they were going to take the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and they do take it, a German fighter jet up in the sky, that holds a very unique German fish. No, it's not Klaus from American Dad. It's Ego Fischler. It's Ego Fischler. Sorry that there was such a long pause. It was too funny for me. Ego Fischler, driving a plane up in the sky. But like, it isn't just any plane. It's Elon Musk's special fighter jet Tesla plane that he made with his bare hands. And so after that, you know, the Elon Musk fighter jet that was piloted by Ego Fischler, you know, they start like sending bombs all over the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And, you know, Young China and John Cena are in there. So they evacuate, they get all their soldiers ready. And so Young China sets up a declaration of war between Ego Fischler and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Mickey Mouse does not exist anymore. Mickey Mouse died in the bombing. So because of that, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is in ruins. So many people are terrified. So many people have died. So many people have lost people. Alright? And Young China feels sympathy for them. John Cena only wants power.
So basically what happened during the time skip is Young China and John Cena went to war because John Cena was hungry for power and Young China wanted peace.
A battle that has been waged across all time. They get into a game of rock, paper, scissors. Okay? Both Young China and John Cena. They both win and lose each time. So therefore, they don't know who's winning the war. So they both flew out of Glock, and then Teddy Roosevelt and Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is supposed to be dead, remember? Mickey Mouse comes in and stops them. And what happens is Young China and John Cena. So, as I was saying, Young China and John Cena both get on their knees and they start praying. They pray to the one true God, the only God that shall ever exist to them. They pray to Izuku Midoriya from Attack on Titan. And because of that, you know, the truest God, the only true God, Ken Kaneki, comes in with Scooby-Doo and SpongeBob SquarePants. And they're all holding A's. And they both shoot. They shoot at Mickey Mouse, officially announcing that Mickey Mouse has died. Young China decides to step onto the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower exists only in Mexico. And he screams at the top of his lungs the theme song to, what's that frickin' show called? Wait a second. They scream the theme song of, what frickin' show was it? What was I thinking? Wait a second. Oh yeah, they scream out the Pokemon theme song, and then boom, frickin' Gerard Way comes in a bikini, and you know Ed Sheeran is right behind him at all
Oh,
times.
fuck.
Ed Sheeran is completely naked except a pair of sunglasses. That's it. Ed Sheeran goes up in Kaneki and screams out the true words of wisdom. Ice cream is made up of testicles. And Ken Kaneki gets destroyed. He just crumbles. And then, you know, he's not dead. He's not dead. But he got, like, resisted from the human world. And so, you know, Zuki Midoriya, aka Deku, from Attack on Titan, that only exists in the world of Sword Art Online, they decide that they will be the new gods of the human world. And so because of that, the only god that we have, Harry Styles, the only one that was truly god of Earth, Harry Styles makes a war with them. So Ken Kaneki, Ed Sheeran, Gerard Way, and Harry Styles all get into a fist fight. But not just any fist fight. This fist fight has Glocks. No Glock was pulled except by Scooby-Doo. Why does Scooby-Doo have the Glock? He stole it from Ed Sheeran, okay? That's all we need to know. He stole it from Ed Sheeran. And so I came in with a grenade. And I told Mickey Mouse, hey, if you don't stop this, I will blow up the entirety of Burger King. And like every Burger King that exists just gets wiped out of existence. And then the conflict's over with me and him because I can't explode Burger King. He can't do anything to stop me from exploding Burger King because Burger King doesn't exist. So I threatened McDonald's. And then you know what happens? You know what happens, Thomas?
What?
Mario comes in, steals the grenade, eats it, then come to find out, he was Ronald McDonald all along. He was Ronald McDonald.
Fucking...
So, we've heard of Young China, and we've heard of John Cena. But have you ever heard of John Cena? That's the Canadian version of John Cena. And so he comes in, suggesting that they all have another apple pie, hairy man, political maple syrup bathtub party. And they all scream at him. They don't say anything except screaming. They just go, ah! Over and over and over. That exact same thing. So all you hear is, ah! 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 Because we all know what happened the last time maple syrup apple pie bathtubs were in use. That was the standard issue weapon of the United States Pokemon Center. And so because of that, you know, the world crumbles. And then turns out that Jupiter came to life and threw a frickin' TV at Brazil. And so Brazil's in panic now. And there's a huge crater where the TV just was. And so, you know, the Brazilian government, they wage war with Jupiter. With frickin' Jupiter, okay? So, they take maybe 2 minutes. They create a time machine. And with this time machine, they go back in time. Not to stop the apple pie, maple syrup, political hairy bathtub party. They go back in time to stop Jupiter from throwing the sun at Mars, which happened 5 minutes after it threw a TV at Brazil. And Brazil didn't know that. It just happened by coincidence. So Jupiter started a war with Brazil and the sun. So it's an all-out war between like everything now. The sun is blasting flames off at Jupiter. And then, hear me out, John Cena gives everyone maple syrup. He gives everyone maple syrup, right? So, you know, everyone's scared because they see the maple syrup. They think it's all an explosive device that when it explodes, it starts singing the Dora theme song. And with the Dora theme song comes, you know, the most popular Dora lyric, the most popular lyric of the Dora theme song. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. I got an AK-47 pointed up against your head, and if you don't talk now, you will die. That is the most well-known part of the Dora theme song. And so, nobody thinks, oh, this will be a nice thing. They don't know if it's going to be that or not. And it turns out, John Cena was actually doing the right thing. He was trying to prevent all this from happening. But really, what he was trying to do was get young China to give off Japan to China to Canada. And because Canada would own China, Canada would try to send moose. They would send moose. But these moose, they would have rocket propellers and rocket launchers on their sides. They would send those to Ireland. And Ireland, they established potato launchers, potato tanks, potato planes, everything potatoes there. Everything's made of potatoes, and they use whiskey as fuel. And so there's a huge war between the potatoes and the flying rocket launcher moose. And so a bunch of moose, habited by a bunch of clones of young China, they fly into like Dublin. They fly into the main Capitol building in Dublin. So, you know, everyone's scared. Like, they kamikaze themselves. Then a nuke goes off and blows up the entire world. But here's the real thing about it. Young China actually stopped the nuke by eating it. And because of that, you know, young China, he's a Chinese man. So his digestive system is much more advanced than ours. It breaks down the nuke, and he spits up fire. He spits up fire onto water, and the water burns, okay? The water burns. And so, because of that, everyone's scared, because, like, you know, young China can breathe fire now. And nobody knew this before. So the entire world's informed by it, and then everyone converts to the religion of Sprite. Everyone converts to the religion of Sprite. And young China is the you know, religious leader of Sprite.
Of what?
And so, you know, all this is happening. Adolf Fischler is still alive. Or not Adolf, Agold Fischler is still alive.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
And, you know, he's still flying his plane somewhere. But where it actually is he was flying his, you know, plane over the town in the U.S. called Venezuela. And, you know, Venezuela, it's a small, you know, urban town in the country of Florida. And, you know, Florida's like, you know, it's a big country, you know, probably the biggest country out there. It's very safe there, actually, somehow. Australia is getting lit on fire, as always, and fighting birds, because that's just what they do. And so, along with that comes, like, you know, there's still the big war going on. Everyone's terrified. Everyone's running for their life. Agold Fischler is sitting there attacking the Navy units that are flying in the sky in Venezuela. Florida, you know, the Florida military, you know, they declare war on young China because they think young China's behind it all. And, you know, Mickey Mouse is somehow still alive. You know, Mickey Mouse tries to stop it all again. But this time what he does... Mickey Mouse and young China, they have a Sprite bath in an apple pie political hairy bath. But this time, instead of it being, you know, Teddy Roosevelt, this one is actually... the Doom guy, actually, it's the Doom guy. And, you know, the Doom guy, he pulls out a shotgun, and he shoots Mickey Mouse. But Mickey Mouse turns out to be Vladimir Putin. And Vladimir Putin deflects like he rips off his clothes and turns out he's like extremely buff and he like grows 3 times his size, and like he just knocks everyone out with his penis. That's a trade. Okay. And you know, Vladimir Putin starts speaking Australian, the language of Australia. Australian. And you know, he throws. This is what he throws. He throws a pile of sand onto Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse is so offended that he cries and passes out. And young China, you know, seeing all this, he just can't stand it. He can't stand seeing Mickey Mouse like this. And so young China, you know, he goes up to John Cena, and he wants to be friends with John Cena. John Cena realizes what is going on, but still declines. Why? Because of what young China is. He's a Canadian now. And so, because he's a Canadian now, everyone's scared of him. Because everyone knows that Canadians are the scariest people in the world. And because of that, nobody wants to mess with them. And so, you know, freaking young China starts flying up in the air. And he just like, he pulls down his pants and rockets come down from his butt. And it blows up the surrounding area. But you know what's immortal? Young China's butt. Young China's butt is so immortal that it stopped the ground from blowing up. It's so indestructible that everything that blew up unblew up. It came back. It unblew up. It unblued the blue. And so, you know, amazing saxophone player, and you know, probably the best comedian ever, and you know, the prettiest woman in the world, Jayson Statham. You know, he goes up and decides he wants to have a chat with the new United States president, because Teddy Roosevelt was assassinated by Sir Donald Duck. The new United States president now is actually Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin was playing everyone this entire time, and you know, Vladimir Putin's already taken Ukraine, Russia, and America, but he didn't even take America by sending troops. He took America by loving them so much that they just couldn't stand it. They just chose to be with them. So, you know, the USSR is formed again, except this time it's not with Russia. It's with Germany, Italy, and Panama. Panama City in Florida. Not the country of Florida, the state of Florida in Florida. So, you know, Alabama, which is by far the most, you know, weird state in Florida. You know, Alabama City, Alabama in Florida. You know, it gets blown up for some reason. Nobody knows how, nobody knows when. Actually, nobody knew that it even blew up, but everyone knew. And so, because of that, like, you know, there are, you know, tentacles flying around everywhere for some reason. There's squirrels that just like, fall into the sky, actually. And, you know, Vladimir Putin decides he's going to wage war on ducks. Why ducks? Vladimir Putin says that they are spies from the Canadian government. And Vladimir Putin does not like Canada. Why? Because young China is Canadian. And he just doesn't like young China. Young China isn't even the president of Canada. The true president of Canada is the moose named Minnie Mouse. And so Mickey Mouse looks at Minnie Mouse and asks why. Why did Minnie have to betray Mickey like this? And so everyone's like, you know, they're panicking because they don't know what to do. And so what happens is young China gets married to Vladimir Putin, but Vladimir Putin declines the marriage, and Vladimir Putin marries Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is now the co-owner of the US and Russia. And because of that, you know, everyone's already scared as it is. You know, everyone decides to, like, become Luigi. Everyone becomes Luigi. And so, because everyone becomes Luigi, you know, everyone, you know, they start worshipping, they find out that, like, the religion of Sprite is just, you know, propaganda by the Spanish government to make everyone convert to the Sprite religion, so that way everyone can agree with Florida's agenda. And nobody knows what Florida's agenda is until somebody leaks it online. And Florida's agenda seems to be to let out alligators across the entirety of the nation of torpedoes. And so, you know, the nation of torpedoes, it's always been so calm, like, it's always been peaceful with everyone, but young China does not like that. And so, you know, the leaker states all this, and then, you know, everyone finds out that Sprite isn't the right religion. And so everyone converts to the religion of crocodiles. And so, like, crocodiles, it's also a part of the religions of Super Smash Bros. And, you know, by far the best religion of all, the most loved religion. And, hear me out, this religion has been alive for hundreds of millions of years. The world at this time is only 2 years old. But, like, you know, this religion has existed for, like, hundreds upon hundreds of millions of years. This religion is Captain Price. Captain Price decides to make a pin. But this pin isn't just any normal pin. This pin shoots goose. So, you know, the goose start attacking everyone in the country of England. And so, you know, everyone in England is scared of goose now. And everyone is like, they're alright with goose, but they're scared of them. It's like the snakes in Vietnam. Speaking of Vietnam, they're also hiding in trees. So, the lesson that I'm trying to teach you in this story is that money is power, and power is eating French fries on a squirrel's back. The end.